Monday, May 4th, 2020, 6:36. Just on this caption, the screen alone, the caption shows 45 is the table he's sitting at, and 19 is the other table over there for the COVID-19 May 19th co-video. And then there's a 45-day period that when Batcat, I don't know your real name. I mean, not Batcat. When Cat, Jonathan Kleck's Cat, his witness, and Corey, you three, you're gonna go sky surfing on May 19th, right? 2020. And Kleck, you're gonna dive. You guys are gonna dive upside down. Cat, you're gonna. The two cats got the COVID, and one of them was upside down. Kleck was showing you. So Cat, you're going upside down, and Corey, you're going upside down. And I believe you guys are all gonna jump at the same time, and Kleck's gonna jump in the middle of you, and then, unfortunately, according to the script that Kleck wrote, you guys are going to have to die for a few days and lay on the street. And at the same time, Kleck gets a wounded head but does live afterwards. There's going to be rumors around, because there's also 3 days of darkness right around that time period. And so it'll represent Christ being crucified with one to the left and one to the right, one upside down. And Corey, I think you're going to jump a right side up. Cat, you're going upside down. And so that's the script for May 19th, the co-video, because Kobe Bryant died on April 26, 2020. And 3 days before that, there was only 9 people there was a rumor about 9 people being infected of the coronavirus, of some guy that came from overseas or something. And then 3 days later, Kobe Bryant died and 9 people died. The point is, 26 was January, the time where Kobe died, and 2616 is representing Jonathan Kleck and the black angel that already died first, and then Kleck as the white angel dying, because I believe one right side up, the other one upside down. I think that's how that goes.
I want to give special thanks to the administration for the slowly reopens and businesses trying to get their customers back. The new study tonight showing the potential distance this virus can spread.
Well, it's definitely in the air.
The study looked at a restaurant in China.
The airwaves.
They were eating at the restaurant.
You see that M from Michigan?
And then customers
eating and drinking.
were sickened up to 15 feet away. In America,
I'm sickened of hearing about the coronavirus, but I know it's necessary to hear.
this can spread. The study looked at a restaurant in China, a family infected. They were eating at the restaurant, and then customers were sickened up to 15 feet away. An American researcher tonight on what we can all learn from this, and here's Eva Pilgrim.
Tonight, as businesses begin to reopen.
Stop. What do you hear there, buddy? You're the Gym Shark, the Shark, the Adidas Original, the Pyramid. I don't know what you're drinking there, but I'm seeing a 45-day period from the time that the daily sacrifice is taken away and the abomination desolation set up is 1,290 days, starting on the 19th of May. Only if you see what I'm telling you. Because to the 26th of May is the ending of it, and it's a 7-day period. But there's 45 days from the time that blessed is he who waits to the 1,335th day. From the time that the abomination of desolation is set up and the daily sacrifice is taken away is 1,290 days. From the time that the daily sacrifice is taken away and the abomination of desolation is set up, it's 1290 days. One of them sounds like it's in the future. The other one sounds like it's already passed. You know how the Bible is written. The words are backwards. Thou art, thou, those, and this and that. When the abomination of desolation gets set up, think about it. You need time to get set up in order to take away the daily sacrifice. There's 1290 days that does that. You can't just get set up and take the daily sacrifice away on the first day, because you need 1290 days to get things set up to take the daily sacrifice away. So when you read it, from the time that the abomination of desolation is set up and the daily sacrifice is taken away, there's a setup first and then there's a taking away. Or you can read it the way it's written, which is from the time that the daily sacrifice is taken away and the abomination of desolation is set up, it's 1290 days. Is it in the future? Could be. There could be another 1290 days, but for the sake of the elect, those days are shortened. At the beginning of the COVID, May 19th, 40 days, I'll be 44, and 45 days, you're blessed to wait till you get to Friday evening, morning, July 3rd, 4th.
Today, a prediction from President Trump that the U.S. death toll from the coronavirus could reach 100,000, which is tens of thousands higher than his previous forecast.
Within 3 weeks.
I have a prediction too.
Yeah, you can look at
144,000 will die in America from the coronavirus.
So just bank on an average
by this date here, May 21st, 2020.
Between now and May 21st.
So I'll see how this prediction turns out. As of May 4th, 2020, as of right now, there's 67,000 people died. Give it till May 11th, and we'll see if it gets to 83,000.
An average of 25,000 deaths in America between now and May 21st. That way we reached 144,000 pinnacle.
Somewhere in videos within the past couple weeks, I've said the same thing. 144,000 are going to die, and then it becomes the rapture.
A prediction from President Trump that the U.S. death toll from the coronavirus could reach 100,000, which is tens of thousands higher than his previous forecast. But
the reason why he's saying 100,000, he's not going to straight come out and say 144,000, but he'll say like 100,000, and then he'll mention something about like 40 pounds of pressure he put in his tire, and then like got 4 tires put on new. That's how you get their information.
Over the weekend, crowds defied social distancing guidelines to enjoy the nice weather. It was nice in many places of the country over the weekend. People gathered in parks right here in New York City, on beaches and businesses across the country.
Coronavirus cases continues to rise all across the nation. More than 54,000 new reported cases over the weekend, and that raised the total above 1.15 million.
54,000 new cases over the weekend. Doesn't that mean that, at least 54,000 people got tested? At least 54,000 people got tested over the weekend in order to find out that there's that many more cases.
Nearly 3,000 more people died from the virus, raising that number above 67,000. David Begnaud is in Central Park for us.
So 67,000 as of May 4th, 2020. By this time next week, 5/11. Well, wait a minute. There's not even 3 weeks left. There's only, until May 21st. Well, till the end of the month, but I still see them playing out what Harold Camping thought was going to happen literally 8 full years ago on May 21st, 2011. But 33,000 people can die really quick when they just ramp it up over, well, it's barely 2 weeks. So they can ramp it up over 2 weeks. Maybe 3,000 people a day. It's just going to keep escalating.
Near a temporary hospital that opened last month. David, good morning.
Tony, good morning. The temporary hospital was set
What's
up by
that, David?
Samaritan's Purse, in conjunction with Mount Sinai Hospital. But
I can't. Sorry, David. Can you take the mask off?
As of today, Samaritan's Purse will stop accepting patients here at the field hospital in Central Park, and they will.
And then they'll stop accepting your money.
Bringing down these tents. That still has not been overwhelmed. So as of today, Samaritan's Purse will stop accepting patients here at the field hospital in Central Park, and they will start the process of closing and bringing down these tents. That's the good news. But get this, on March the 3rd, there were 9 coronavirus deaths in the United States. As of May the 3rd, there were 67,000. 63rd, there were 9 coronavirus deaths in the United States.
The country, new information about how a virus may have spread in a restaurant in China. A new study says on January 23rd, the day Wuhan was locked down, a family traveled from there to Guangzhou near Hong Kong. The following day, they ate at a restaurant. Less than 2 weeks later, 9 other people got the virus, 5 who were not seated at their table. So,
Notice January 23rd. 3 days later is when Kobe Bryant fell from the helicopter and 9 people died.
was locked down. A family traveled from there to Guangzhou near Hong Kong. The following day, they ate at a restaurant. Less than 2 weeks later, 9 other people got the virus.
Less than 2 weeks later. Well, less than 2 weeks later can be 1 day or 13 days. Less than 2 weeks.
Ooh, it's Kobe Bryant.
Help me.
Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out.
Pass. These were Shaq.
Survivors. We haven't manifested indicates that there was 9 people on board the aircraft. The pilot plus 8 individuals. We haven't manifested indicates that there was 9 people on board the aircraft.
I'd like to call to order this secret conclave of America's media empires. We are here to come up with the next phony baloney crisis to put Americans back where they belong, in dark rooms glued to their televisions, too terrified to skip the commercials.
Well, I think
NBC, you are here to listen and not speak. I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
a new disease. No one's immune. It's like the summer of the shark, except instead of a shark, it's an epidemic.
And also a preventable disease.
And that is what experts can.
Joe Biden breaking his silence on. But the prince. And also a preventable disease. Sickened up to 50. An American researcher tonight on what we can all learn from this, and here's Eva Pilgrim.
Tonight, as businesses begin to reopen across the country, new information about how a virus may have spread in a restaurant in China. A new study says
The Dove Beauty Bar makes my skin glow. I've encouraged Serena, my best friend, to switch. Feels moisturized and clean. My friend Stephanie, her skin was dry. I'm like, girl, you better get you some Dove.
She hooked me up with the quarter moisturizing cream. Dove cleans and cares beautifully.
Breaking news tonight, the next push to reopen more than half the country to loosen restrictions tomorrow as demonstrators demand states move even faster.
Devastatingly worrisome to me personally.
And why some areas are now reversing their face mask orders. Is it getting worse? The deadliest 24 hours in America yet. Ever. War of words. The Trump administration ran 24 hours in America yet. The states now seeing cases surge, and the hospital that says it was their worst day ever.
Ever. So this is where it's going to be good, but it's horrible. It's peace and safety, yet there is no peace. It's peace, peace, but there is no peace.
War of words. The Trump administration ramping up its accusations against China.
And here's the false sense of security.
The Nightly News with Kate Snow.
Good evening. Across so much of the country tonight, it is starting to feel like the grip of this pandemic is loosening. Many states have reopened public spaces this weekend, and as we start the...
Caution. That's not there on purpose. Caution, drop off. The hammer's going to come down.
Work week tomorrow, more businesses will reopen in more...
Wait a minute. That guy doesn't have a mask on. Where's he going? Come on, man. Look at this guy here.
Than half the states. But we got a stark reminder
So it's inside of a mall.
Today that families are still losing loved ones at an alarming rate. In a 24-hour period going into this weekend, this country saw the highest daily death toll yet, with death rates increasing in places outside the New York area. We're covering many parts of the story tonight, and we begin with...
Wait a minute. So that's 3,001 day. You go up to the 21st of May. We got about 17 days left to get there. If you go 3,000 a day, hold on. 17 times 3,000 is 51,000. There's already 67,000. So that's over the 100,000 mark. But it'll escalate more than just 3,000 a day. It has to, in order to reach the 144,000, unless it goes to the end of May. But I think it's going to May 21st, or like the 19th, or somewhere in that area, maybe even the 16th. And here are the first responders.
To save lives.
What can I say? It's the end of the shift.
What can I say? It is the end of the ship, even though I'm trying to act like I said shift.
Since mid-March, during the height of New York's outbreak, we met doctors fighting to save lives.
What can I say? It's the end of the shift. Saturday, April 4th. Just a horrendous shift. We have right now 21 ventilators running here.
21 ventilators. So 21 ventilators are running. 21 days Daniel is going to be running. Kim Jong-un was missing for 20 days now, just, held up for whatever.
Emergency department. In the hospital, we have roughly 90 ventilators running, and we only have a few left to spare.
I just got out of my 10-hour shift, and it feels like playing dominoes. Every single minute over 10 hours straight.
Dominoes. That reminds me of those dominoes that are right there at 1401 JFK Boulevard. The one domino has, there's 4 dominoes, actually. 2 of them go into the 1. The 5 The first one is 5, and then it has another one added to the bottom because it's really 6, but it shows 5 plus 1. The next one it's hitting into, domino effect, is a 6. Those two go knock down and fall into the 1, and then a few feet in front of the 1, there's another one laid down, and that's a 6 as well because it has 2 3s inside of that domino effect.
They are a key reason for these low infection rates. But others point to something else in India. They point to the fact that India has a relatively low, or rather relatively young...
What's that? Whoa, hold on. Go back.
...young population.
I'll try to sneak that one by.
Rates. But others point to something else in India. They point to the fact that India has a relatively low, or rather
right there. Cats. It's all about cat. It's all about the cats. It's all about falling upside down from your airplane and a parachute malfunction. Cat.
To the young population. And while we know young people can still get very, very sick from COVID-19, they are less likely to have pre-existing conditions.
All right, this guy farted, or at least it was a sound.
In the way that we see in some elderly populations. Still, others believe that the hot weather in India has helped to slow the spread of the virus. Now, this bit of information,
after he talks about, I think, like squeezing something out or something.
Is quite interesting. There's some suggestion that a less virulent strain of the virus may have come to India, meaning
a strain
of the virus. Now, this bit of information is quite interesting. There's some suggestion that a less virulent strain of the virus may have come to India, meaning that it just wasn't infecting people to the degree that we've seen elsewhere.